Welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by today. Traveling for women is a losing proposition. Or should I say, is traveling for women a losing proposition? Because I don't want to offend anybody. You know, when I say that out loud, it's diabolical. Traveling for women. It's nasty work, like the young guys say. You know, to come 8,000 miles for a date, it may seem romantic to some people, but the risk involved, man, it outweighs any potential reward you may have. I'm going to look at it from two different sides. I'm going to look at it from the John side, he's a sex tourist. And in of itself, sex tourism is not a crime, okay? I'm not talking about condoning it or anything. I don't condone that. But I'm saying some people, you're grown. You can do whatever you want. If there wasn't a demand, there wouldn't be a customer. But anyway, he's on vacation, basically. That's all he's on. There's no expectations. There's no commitment. There's no emotional connection. There's no responsibilities. There's no children. It's just a transaction. And he goes on about his business, none the wiser. But we come over here, we're all in, we're searching for a whole relationship. Remember, for him, it's a vacation. For us, it's an investment. Guys, the high cost associated with coming over here for a woman, it's crazy, man. The time, the effort, the energy, you know, by the time you add up the cost of the flights, accommodations, activities, and all that, man, may not be financially responsible. Think about that. And it's financial decisions like this that put us into the jackpot situations a lot of us find ourselves in. You know, we don't have health insurance. We don't have enough money for retirement. On top of all the other stupid financial decisions we make, giving away our Medicare and all of that. But just the high cost to do something like that. Remember, with no guarantee, and are you really finding a woman when you come over here in places like this? Or are you just, are women just offering themselves to you and you just, you know, choosing the best one for you? Is that basically all it is? What's your definition of vetting a woman anyway? I can ask 10 men and their definition of vetting a woman is going to be all different. But just a high cost, number one. Then how much time do you have to commit to a long distance affair like this? Okay, and you know, how much do you expect to learn about a woman in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it is? You know, because right now we're 13 hours ahead of the East Coast. I don't think people really take into account what these long distance relationships are. They're really cruel. It's really, you're punishing yourself. It's torture. But how much time do you really have to commit to a relationship like this? And remember, we're putting the cart before the horse. You're wanting to meet the woman without knowing anything about the country, without knowing anything about the culture, without knowing anything about the people. Don't you want to know all this stuff before you marry into this situation? So let's just think about that. See, so I'm looking at it from both ways. Traveling for women is a losing proposition. And then I'm going to ask you, put in the comments, is traveling for a woman or women a losing proposition? Then the uncertainty of it all. You come all the way over here, you got expectations. What if they don't, what if she doesn't meet your expectation? What if that spark's not there? You've come all this way for that. And can you really look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know, I'm traveling for a woman? Traveling to find a woman, man, when you say it out loud, it's cringy. You know, we'll justify it. We'll come up with all the excuses of why we do it. Oh, we're sick of the Western women, and I want to see what my options are, which is all great. But I'm here to tell you that after being over here for so many years, man, and traveling around the world, she's still a woman. And no matter what woman you end up with, they have woman problems. But the uncertainty of it all. And then I'm going to say one thing right here that a lot of people don't even think about. What about the safety concerns? You're traveling to a country you don't know to meet a person you don't know. You bypass all the safety risk involved. You may be getting set up. We never even look at that. We're going to talk about it more on my live stream later today, but I just want to put this out there, man. Traveling for women, man, can be a losing proposition. I'm telling you from experience. See, when people ask me, they say, Cal, well, you did it. Well, really, I didn't. When I first came to the Philippines, it wasn't for a woman. Did I get on the dating site and meet women when I got here? Yeah, because I was in a chat room and the guy said, hey, man, don't go all the way over there without meeting somebody. And I thought about that. I said, he's right. He said, you need a tour guide over there, just somebody to steer you in the right direction. But I'm going to tell you why I came here first, because in about an 8-month period, 6 close family members, all men from the ages of 4 to 54, they died. And the last 2 were my 2 nephews, one 9, one 4. They burned up in a fire. And they were found huddled together in the corner. And my world was devastated after that. I think that's what pushed me into that midlife crisis that I believe I went through. And so I went to Mexico first. I took a trip by myself because I'm just trying to get away. I wasn't on no dating site in Mexico. I wasn't looking for a woman. Did I meet women over there? I did. But that's not why I came to the Philippines, man. I was really struggling emotionally, man, and mentally. All those guys were very close. They were either, my first cousin, my brother-in-law, and the other 4 were my nephews. One nephew had gotten murdered. 2 weeks after my nephews died in a fire, the nephew that lived with me died of a heart attack. My first cousin committed suicide. So that was the mental state I was in when I started traveling over here. The women that I met over here on my first trip, they put me up on all this that's over here. So after that, I was traveling to meet women after that, but initially I didn't. But we overlooked that safety risk, guys, when we do this, And like I said, it's crazy when you say it out loud. I'm traveling for a woman. Well, where did this even start? Because I never looked at it like that. I was always talking about who spends their vacation, their hard-earned vacation, to travel 8,000 miles to search for a woman. Who does that? I never even thought of it that way until I got on YouTube. And so I started watching these videos. But it's a losing proposition, man. I'm telling you now. I'm settled now. I'm not flying back and forth. I can't afford to do it. It's very, very expensive, man. And it's these old crazy ass financial decisions like that. The reason why you don't have enough money for your retirement and all the other problems financially you find yourself in. It's crazy, man, when we think about it. John, on the other hand, he's committing a moral sin. But Jesus doesn't seem to mind when you cheat on your taxes and drive drunk or impaired or speed, because nobody's perfect. We're all doing something. That's all he's really guilty of. There's no harm, no foul in what he's done, what he's doing. But for us, man, it takes on a whole different meaning, man. You're not really finding a woman anyway She's offering herself to you. So you're not putting in any type of work. What do you expect is going to come out of that? I'm not preaching, man. I'm not talking from some spiritual mountaintop, man. I'm just having the conversation. That's all Sunshine Shoulders does, is start the conversation. I want you to say it to yourself out loud. Is traveling for a woman a losing proposition? I say it is. I say it is. Okay? I would say start out somewhere closer if you're going to do that. You come over here because you think it's a sure thing. I see why guys go to the DR. I see why guys go to Mexico and all those other places, Colombia. They're so much closer. Coming 8,000 miles, man, is diabolical, man. It's nasty work when you really, stop to think about it. The smart guys, we just stay on over here. We say, okay, we found somebody. That's enough. Okay, but we know nothing about the country, nothing about the culture, nothing about the people. You're basically marrying a stranger, and that's what happens because you don't have the time really that it takes to really vet somebody this far away. So we rush into everything. Okay, and you end up marrying the wrong person or meeting the wrong person. That's why it takes so many times before you find somebody else. Because people always ask me, well, Cal, why doesn't the first one work? Because you don't know anything about the country, the culture, or the people. You're rushing, and something's going to come up. Something that you overlooked. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. Join me on my live stream later. We're going to get deeper into it. Is traveling for women a losing proposition? And why? Where did that come from? You're grown. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. This is not this conversation. I just want you to stop and think for a minute. I can see if you were in the service and you came over here. But wouldn't it make more sense because this is what I'm going to talk about. Because I'm going to talk about the problem without offering some solutions. Isn't traveling to broaden your horizon a better choice than traveling for a relationship? Which one do you think is better? You're on vacation, no expectations at all. You meet somebody, okay, you go back, and it may turn into something, it may not. But if you don't meet anybody, so what? You're still in a beautiful tropical paradise like the Philippines, man. Don't let these people fool you. It's a nice place over here. You don't have any expectations, but instead you come over here, the expectation, you're really stressed. The pressure's on you because you spent all your money to come over here. You've used up all your vacation to come over here. You're under pressure to find somebody, man. That's crazy. Traveling is an education for real. That's what it really should be about. We start out in the red. So if you're in America, if you're in the Philippines, wherever you are, find in your heart to help somebody. Now the day goes by, I don't help somebody. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Don't do anything stupid, man. Stop and think for a minute. Just say to yourself, is traveling for a woman a losing proposition? See, when I say it out loud, man, it's cringy. Certainly coming 8,000 miles, and we'll justify it. I'm sick of these women in the West. Okay, I want to see what my other options are, which I applaud you for that. If you're in America, you're only dealing with 2% of the women on the planet. Why limit yourself to that? But I would say start out closer because it costs a lot of money to come over here, man. Is it worth it? All that money that you spend just to get here, is it worth it? You could spend that money at home and get a dime piece for the amount of time you're going to be over here. You don't know what you're getting here. because you're not going to take the time to learn about the country, the culture, or the people. You're going to rush. You don't have the time, guys, to commit to these relationships. These long-distance relationships, man, are torture. More than likely, they're not going to work. You're only going to put yourself into a lot of misery. The safety concerns coming all the way over here. You don't know the woman. You don't know the country, man. You don't know what's planned for you when you get over here. Who's going to say it's going to work out anyway? I just start the conversation, man. Don't get mad at me. So, oh, you're too opinionated. Damn it, I got an opinion, you stupid fool. Don't get in my comments talking about, oh, I'm opinionated. Like me, like I can't have an opinion. We all got opinions. 8 billion opinions on the planet. You one of them Andrew Tate types. He got his ass beat. I guess that's the end of the red pill era officially. I've been telling y'all a long time ago, that red pill thing, I'm not picking on it, but it never made sense to me. Fighting against women, I guess is what you're doing. But these guys, all of them, they can't even live up to their own standards that they're pushing on you. They're not even practicing what they don't preach, what they preach. He got his ass beat. All that tough talk he talks. All you tough guys out there, you know, let his ass kicking teach you a lesson, okay? But it's just like you guys always in my comments, man. I had to bring that up. Maybe it's the end of an era. His brand is shot. He set that fight up because he thought he was gonna whoop that guy. That guy beat him to a pulp. Then he tried to blame God for it.
Boots on the ground. Don't do nothing stupid. Give that man his flowers. A tribute through music. If I don't know nothing, I know one.